Gary, we're understaffed. Our intake team just can't keep up. We need to hire more people. Sometimes that's true, but more often than not, the problem is not staffing, it's attribution. And until you fix that, adding bodies to the team isn't going to solve anything. It just makes the waste more expensive. I worked with a law firm recently that bragged about having 3 dozen lead sources. But when we actually ran the numbers, some sources were coming in at under 5%. The team felt buried. They thought they were drowning. They were dedicating staff time and budget to chase junk, to chase garbage. What a waste of resources. So before you post that job ad, ask yourself, are we short on people? Or are we just chasing garbage leads that should never have hit our team in the first place? Welcome to the Intake Playbook, the podcast where we transform your law firm's intake process into a secret weapon. I'm your host, Gary Falkowitz, and I've spent more than a decade helping law firms across the country maximize their intake performance. If you want to stop leaving cases on the table, create a better client experience, and grow your revenue, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. I can't tell you how many times a firm leader has called me and said, Gary, we're understaffed. Our intake team just can't keep up. We need to hire more people. Tell me how to hire more people. Sometimes that's true, but more often than not, the problem is not staffing, it's attribution. And until you fix that, adding bodies to the team isn't going to solve anything. It just makes the waste more expensive. Let me give you a real world example. I worked with a law firm recently that bragged about having 3 dozen lead sources. That's 36 for those math majors out there, different places that we're getting leads, calls, or web forms from. Now, on the surface, that sounds pretty impressive, right? More sources means more opportunity. But when we actually ran the numbers, when we looked at how many of those leads turned into qualified cases, some sources were coming in at under 5%. Under 5%. Think about what that means. Intake was spending hours and hours calling back, texting and emailing and having conversations with people who never had a shot at qualifying. The team felt buried. They thought they were drowning, and the partners thought the solution was just hire more. But it wasn't a staffing problem. It was an attribution problem. They were dedicating staff time and budget to chase junk, to chase garbage. What a waste of resources. And here's the kicker. Most firms don't realize this because they never measure it. They look at volume. In other words, how many leads came in instead of quality. So the intake team gets burned out. The partners think they're understaffed and money is being wasted on both ends. But I'm going to tell you how to fix it. Number one, track cost per qualified lead. Not just cost per lead, but cost per qualified lead. CPL, cost per lead, is meaningless if 90% of the leads are junk. You need to know how much you're paying for each qualified case opportunity and then broken down by source. Number two, set abort or scale rules. Don't just feel like a source is working. Don't just go with your gut feeling. Put rules in place. For example, if a source produces less than 10% qualified leads after 200 leads, pause it. Whereas if another source is producing 25% or higher qualified leads with solid case values, double down. Number three, filter at the front door. Build in screening questions. If a case is obviously out of jurisdiction or clearly not a fit, weed it out before your reps waste time chasing it. Or if you have a vast referral program, then comprehend it as a referral earlier on in the life of the conversation. It saves both time and morale. Number four, review attribution weekly. Don't wait until the end of the quarter. Every week, carve out just 20 minutes to look at which sources are producing and which ones aren't. And then how much time is being wasted on dead leads. This way you can adjust your budgets in real time. And oh, by the way, you can also have a reason or an excuse to reach out to a vendor partner and hold them accountable or call them out or say great job based upon the leads that they gave to you. And number 5, shift the mindset. Stop saying we're understaffed until you know for sure. Ask, are we truly drowning in good opportunities, or are we just spinning our wheels on bad ones? That distinction changes everything. So before you post that job ad for another intake specialist, slow down for a moment. Look at your sources. Run the numbers. Ask yourself, are we short on people, or are we just chasing garbage leads that should never have hit our team in the first place? Because if it's the latter, and more often than not, it is, then you don't need more staff. You need better attribution. Fix your mix first. Then if you still need more people, at least you'll know you're building on the right foundation. Thank you for listening to the Intake Playbook Podcast. If this episode sparked a new idea or insight, take a moment to screenshot it and post it in the Intake Playbook group on Facebook. Share what resonated with you or what you'd like me to dive into next. Your input helps shape this podcast, and I'd love to hear from you. Let me ask you this. Is your intake process maximizing every opportunity? If not, I created the Intake Masterclass to help. Inside, you'll get access to the tools and strategies I've used to help firms transform their intake process and turn missed opportunities into measurable wins. Plus, you'll join a network of professionals all focused on growing their firms. The ROI you'll see from refining your intake will speak for itself. Visit intakeplaybook.com today and start making every lead count. Thank you again for spending your time with me on the Intake Playbook Podcast. Remember, intake isn't just about systems. It's about building trust and creating connections. Keep pushing forward. And if you're looking for more resources or details from today's episode, check out the show notes at intakeplaybook.com. I'll see you there.